I'm very honored that Jagran allowed me to have this conversation with Majidi sir in front of all of you. So, with no further ado, we shall welcome on stage the one and only Majid Majidi, please. Please, sir. Yes, please. We also have with us Dr. Leila Mustafi, who will be interpreting for him today. So she is essentially your voice for Majid today. So big round of applause for her, please. Salam Aga. How are you feeling?
خیلی عالی.
Can we have a mic that doesn't glitch, please? This mic is a bit glitchy. Can we have? Um, how are you feeling today, sir? Good. That's Majidi sir for you. Monosyllabic answers. um, it's such an honor to be here today with you. It's been nearly 5 years since I had the privilege of working with you, and I have a lot of questions I'll be picking your brain with today. And I'm certain that we will have a lot of questions from the crowd as well. I've been told there are many film aspirants, there are many aspiring film directors, filmmakers, journalists. Is that true? Show of hands. All right. Okay. So we will also open it up to the crowd for some questions at the end. I'm going to pick my little notepad out. So to begin with, since we have so many filmmaking, we have so many aspiring filmmakers here, we have so many young people that are going to be taking their first steps into the world of cinema. I wanted to start by asking you about your journey as a young person coming into the world of films. What were some of your influences as a young filmmaker?
به عنوان یک فیلمساز جوان چی میتونه تاثیرگذار باشه کسی که بخواد وارد این فیلم اینداستری بشه این صنعت بشه.
خب سلام عرض میکنم
Hello
خدمت
everyone, to
خانم آقایون.
everyone, all of you.
خیلی خوشحالم که در جمع شما حضور دارم.
I'm so happy to be behind you, with you.
خب هند همیشه برای من کشور خیلی خاطر انگیزی بوده و هست
India is always very memorable country for me and it still is.
و از اینکه در واقع فیلم های من تونسته اینجوری با مخاطبین هند ارتباط خوبی برقرار کنه خیلی خیلی خوشحالم.
I'm so happy that I could get interact with Indian audience with my movies.
امروز روز خیلی قشنگه برای من.
Today is very wonderful and beautiful day for me.
برای اینکه ایشان رو که الان اینجا میبینم یاد همه خاطراتی که اولین بار ایشان رو دیدم میفتم.
Because as soon as I saw Ishan here with me, I remembered the memories I had from the first day I met Ishan.
خب من از اولش مطمئن بودم وقتی که ایشان رو انتخاب کردم، یعنی اولین روزی که دیدمش و تستایی که ازش گرفته شد، همون موقع مطمئن بودم که استعداد بسیار درخشانی داره.
From the first day I met Ishan, I understood how talented he is.
و روز اولی که اومد خب کمی کوچیک‌تر از الان بود، الان خب چند سال گذشته کم بزرگ شده.
The first day I met him and he came to my movie, he was very young and he was very in teenager age.
و روز که اومده بود با دوچرخه اومده بود، خیلی هم نفس میزد، هیجان زیادی داشت.
The first day he came to me, he came with one cycle and he was talking very breathless and so excited.
یعنی استرس خیلی عجیبی داشت که حالا انتخاب شده میشه نمیشه.
He was so stressful that he will be nominated and selected or no.
و خب دیدم که خب خیلی جوانه، خیلی به نظرم بزرگتر از سنش بود، یعنی به لحاظ فکر، به لحاظ ایده خیلی بزرگتر از سن خودش بود.
I found him more mature than his age that time.
آه، خب خاصیت البته بالیوود همینه دیگه، که روزی که من اول دیدم با دوچرخه دیدمش اومد و بعد که معروف شد یه روز تو هتل دیدم با یه بنز شاسی بلند اومد با اسکورت اومد.
Yeah,
Bodyguard.
it is the character of the Bollywood. First day I met him, he was on cycle, and after many years that he became famous, when I met him, he came with escort and with guard and with full-wheel drive car.
بعد بهش گفتم که خیلی معروف شدی.
Then I told him you became so famous.
بعد ولی مطمئن بودم که یعنی همیشه هم بهش میگفتم، گفتم که گول خلاصه بالیوود رو نخور، گول این ماشینه ها و مثلا چیزو نخور. البته که ایشان حواسش هست.
But I told
گفتم
him,
که مهم اینه که ذهنتو پرورش بدی، روحتو پرورش بدی.
but that time I advised him, don't be played by materialism words and try still to keep your mind in that aspect and stay like that spiritually in film industry.
So every few years, months, ideally you should come back so that I go back from my car to my cycle. That's what I need. If that's what will drag you back to India, please, sir, I will cycle for you anywhere, anytime.
Thank you. نه واقعاش خیلی خوشحالم از اینکه به هر حال این فیلم تونست بالاخره کمک کنه. من میگم از همون موقع مطمئن بودم و تو مسابقه خیلی جا گفتم که بعد از این فیلم یه استار به سینمای هند اضافه خواهد شد.
I'm really happy, and I was sure from the first day he would be one of the great star, and I was sure I could add one star to Bollywood and entire cinema industry.
به هر حال خب ظرفیت خیلی خوبی در هند هست، در جوانها، در همه حوزه ها. فقط به نظرم باید یک انجمنایی باشه که از جوانها حمایت کنه، چون بالاخره بالیوود خب خیلی بزرگه، خیلی سخت شاید ورود به اونجا، ولی به هر حال باید کمک کنه به جوانایی که استعداد دارن، چه در حوزه بازیگری چه در فیلمسازی. انجمنایی یا این فستیوال این چنینی باید بتونه کمک کنه به جوانها.
By the way, I know India is a very potential country and very resourceful, and we have a very talented young society that they have to get help and be supported to reach to this level, and they can flourish their talent. For example, they should be, I know it's not easy to access to Bollywood for every talented young artist, so we have to have different associations that facilitate this way for those young talented boys and girls.
That's a very. I keep getting cut off. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
That's a very noble thought, sir, and we all wish and hope that there are more associations as such that facilitate young actors and young filmmakers. And so on that note, I would like to come back to the question and ask you, what were some of your influences as a young filmmaker when you were starting out, whether they were in film, whether they were in art, in literature? What was it that really drew you into the world of cinema?
As a young filmmaker,
Yes,
you're asking
yes.
که چی شد که شما در اون زمانی که جوان بودین یه دفعه اومدین وارد این اینداستری، این صنعت شدین و چی بود که تحت تاثیر قرار داد؟
خب من از همون دوران نوجوانی خیلی علاقه‌مند به هنرهای نمایشی بودم.
I was so interested to cinema from my adolescent ages.
تو همون سنه 13-14 سالگی خیلی علاقه‌مند به کار تئاتر بودم
I was so interested in theater when I was in teenage.
و بعد همینجور ادامه دادم تا اینکه خب درسم تموم شد، وارد دانشگاه شدم.
Then I continued till I finished I graduated and I continued my education in post-graduation as well.
رشته تحصیلی من خب من ادبیات دراماتیک خوندم در رشته کارگردانی و در واقع سناریو.
My graduation was in dramatic literature.
کارگردانی و سناریو
Direct
در حوزه تئاتر.
theater directors.
ولی دیدم که دنیای تئاتر خب خیلی دنیای محدودیه، خیلی دنیای کوچکی، علیرغم که خیلی دوست داشتم ولی شیفت کردم به سینما.
So I found theater world is very limited. So that's why I started to transform my talent and my studies to cinema.
برای اینکه سینما رو در واقع یاد بگیرم وارد همین گروه‌های در واقع دوستان خودمون شدم و سینما رو شکل تجربی شروع کردم.
So because I wanted to learn cinema, so I started as an experimental practice with my friends in cinema industry.
و برای اینکه سینما رو بهتر درک کنم، بهتر به اصطلاح باهاش ارتباط برقرار کنم، اول شروع کردم به بازی کردن تو فیلم، ولی خب هیچ وقت بازیگری دوست نداشتم البته.
And because I wanted to understand and feel cinema, so I started by acting in movies.
و بعد به هر حال خب بعد چند تا فیلم کوتاه که کار کردم، اولین فیلم بلندم رو ساختم.
Besides acting in different movies, then I started to make my first movie.
So, did you do any acting in the world of theatre as well? I think you had once shared a story with me that you had also acted on.
Yes. You want to know about the name of the theater?
So, I mean, I was under the impression that one of the first films that Majidi sir made was Children of Heaven. I'm sure many of you have seen Children of Heaven. It is one of his most loved films. But I learned from him that actually his first film was a film called Pedar, which was the father. And
نه اولین فیلمم ایشان بدوک.
First movie was Baduk.
Baduk was the
Yes.
first movie.
اولین فیلم بدوک بود که رفت جشنواره کن.
My first movie was Baduk that went to Cannes Film Festival.
و دوم پدر بود.
Second was Father or Pedar.
سوم
Third
Children of Heaven.
And the
was
rest is
Children of
history.
Heaven or بچه‌های آسمان.
Yes. In preparation, yesterday I happened to rewatch Baran.
Baran, yes.
And it had been many years since I last saw it. And, one of the things that struck me was there are certain themes that you go back to in your cinema. One of them I feel I can closely resonate is that you always capture nature. You capture nature in a very captivating way, in a very beautiful, almost sacred, kind of way. I was wondering what for you is the significance of nature in cinema, in film specifically.
خب همیشه لوکیشن تو فیلم های من خودش یک کاراکتره، این جزو کاراکترهای فیلم محسوب
Always
میشه.
location is one of my main component and one of the most necessary things in my movies.
Locations.
Yes.
یعنی در واقع لوکیشن ها جزو کاراکترهای فیلم هم، فقط به جهت اینکه حالا مثلا اینجا زیباست یا اینجا قشنگه اینها انتخاب نمیشه.
I don't choose location just because that scene is beautiful. No, it is because I'm counting as one character in my movies.
مثلا تو فیلم رنگ خدا
For example, in the movie of رنگ خدا or
Color of Paradise,
Color of
Color
Paradise.
Paradise.
که داستانی پسر نابیناییه
That is the story of a blind boy.
و این بچه تو طبیعت خیلی زیبایی نمیبینه.
This boy is in the very beautiful nature, but he's not able to see.
ولی از طریق لمس کردن وارد یک عالم خیلی بزرگی میشه.
But through touching, he reached to the very enormous environment and good feeling from the nature.
در حالی که اونهایی که میبینن نمیتونن این عالم به این زیبایی رو درک کنن، ولی این بچه از طریق لمس کردن یه ارتباط خیلی عجیبی با طبیعت برقرار میکنه.
The way that this child is touching, he understands the environment and nature. The people who has eyes are not able to feel that. So this blind boy could understand environment and that nature more than the people with eye.
بنابراین طبیعت یا هر عنصر دیگه‌ای که توی فیلم گفتم به عنوان لوکیشن، لوکیشن خالی نیست، واقعا به عنوان کاراکتر توی فیلم استفاده میشه. برای همین سعی میکنم که بهترین استفاده ها رو از لوکیشن به عنوان کاراکتر تو فیلم هم استفاده کنم.
That's why nature is very important for me, and it is one of my necessary and essential component as accounting as a character of movie.
حتی عناصر طبیعت مثل شاید مثلا حیوانات، مثلا در بچه های آسمان چیلن رافون، اون ماهیات توی حوض میشن قهرمان های اصلی فیلم.
Even the components of the nature sometimes are the heroes of my movie. For example, in Children of Heaven, as you see small fishes, they are one of the character of the movie.
The small fish.
Yes, a small fish, yeah.
अच्छा, मुझे बोला गया है कि यहाँ पर ऑडियंसेस ऐसे भी हैं जो शायद जवाब हिंदी में सुनना चाहते हैं, और अगर ऐसा है तो प्लीज़ हाथ ऊपर करके मुझे पूछ लेना, बिकॉज आई एम द 3-way ट्रांसलेशन. मुझे इसलिए यहाँ पर लाया गया है, सो वी कैन मेक दिस अ 3-way चैनल. सो अगर कोई भी बात अगर पल्ले ना पड़े या कोई भी चीज़ अगर दोबारा सुनना चाहो, मैं दोहरा दूंगा हिंदी में, मुझे प्लीज़ बोल देना. डज दैट वर्क? ऑलराइटी. Okay, sir. So I also want to ask you about your personal preference for working with non-actors. इनकी फिल्मों में हम अक्सर देखते हैं कि फर्स्ट टाइम एक्टर्स या फिर नॉन प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स को वो मौका देते हैं. तो इसके बारे में मैं जानना चाहता हूँ उनसे कि उनकी प्रेफरेंस नॉन एक्टर्स की जो होती है वो किस वजह से है.
البته ما خب احترام زیادی برای هنرپیشه یه حرفه‌ای قائلم، ولی
I have many respect for a professional actor and actress.
ولی تو فیلمایی که به هر حال خودم ساختم،
But in the movies that I made my own,
شاید تا 90% آدمای معمولی همین کوچه بازار و خیابون بودن.
more than 90% of my actors, they were from the normal people, from the street and from the public. I found them.
Okay, pause.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, translating. मैं प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स की बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ, लेकिन मेरी फिल्मों में 90% एक्टर्स जो होते हैं वो नॉन एक्टर्स होते हैं या नॉन प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स होते हैं.
بعضی از اینا هم خب خیلی معروف شدن.
Some of them became very famous after that,
مثل ایشان.
like Ishan.
इतना तो आप समझ ही गए.
بعضیاشون هم حتی تونستن حتی در جشنواره دنیا مثل ونیز یا جشنواره برلین جایزه بگیرن، جایزه بازیگری بگیرن.
And some of them got awarded from Venice and Berlin Film Festival. They got awarded.
مثلا در فیلم آواز گنجشگاه Sing of Sparrows.
For example, in the movie of Sing of Spirus, آواز گنجشگاه.
اون پدر توی فیلم، نقش اول فیلم.
The first role of the movie, the father of the movie.
که قبلا تو فیلم‌های خودم برای اولین بار بازی کرده بود.
That he was playing in my other movies for the first time.
این تو برلین جایزه اول بازیگری گرفت.
He got the first actress award in Berlin Film Festival.
یا فیلم آخر من خورشید.
Or my last movie, Son of Heaven, پسر خورشید. Son of
The sun.
Son of the sun.
No, just the sun.
Yeah.
That would be grandson.
Yes.
اون پسر بچه اول فیلم.
The first boy of the first child actor of the movie.
که یکی از این بچهای کار تو خیابون بود سر چهارراه که شیشه ماشین پاک میکنن.
He was one of these boy that was cleaning the glass of cars in the street in the red lights. He was one of the work boys.
اون تو ونیز جایزه بهترین بازیگری رو گرفت.
He got the best actor prize in Venice Film Festival.
و الان خب خیلی معروف شده تو ایران.
And now he's very famous in Iran.
و چند تا فیلم بازی کرد.
And he played a lot of movies after that.
و خوشحالم که تونستم زندگی این بچه رو کلا تغییر پیدا کنه بابت این فیلم.
And I'm so happy I could change his life because of playing in my movie and his future changed.
I have seen this very closely because one of the actresses that we had, child actors in our film, you just saw Beyond the Clouds. There's a character of a 4-year-old girl called Asha in the film. And there were, you know, young kids who were auditioning from all over the country, from the city. And the actress that he finalized for the role, he actually found while he was on a recce in an area in Mumbai called Dadar. And he just saw her playing on the streets, you know, with some other kids. And he said, that is my Asha. And it took a lot to bring her out of her shell because she was understandably nervous and scared. But I have seen that. I have seen him really bring these performances to life in such a beautiful way from people who would never in their wildest dreams imagine being in front of a camera. And for that I applaud you, sir, because it's really, really an incredible thing to watch happen in front of your eyes.
Thank you so much.
Sir, if we veer a little bit towards Beyond the Clouds, I'd like to ask you, I'll bring up a few instances from set. I remember very clearly one of the days of shoot. In fact, it was, I think, the first day of shoot. You had asked me to lose a lot of weight for the part about 12 days before. And I, in nervousness, got some kind of, I don't know, eating disorder or something. And, you know, pretty much puked out most of whatever I had in my system the first few days. Not by choice, just out of anxiety. Because I was given 10 days to lose about, well, 10 kilos or so. And at that point, on the first day, you made us do 40 takes of running. So I had lost another 2 kilos on the first day. So clearly he, you know, believes in working with his actors in a very comfortable way and being very lenient with them. I want to ask you, sir, there was a young actor who was working with me who also you picked from Dharavi, which is a slum in Mumbai, if nobody knows, if somebody doesn't know here. He was doing a sequence where we were running from the cops and we were doing a shot and he slipped and he fell while we were doing that shot. And he got up and he said, I'm sorry. And you called cut and you came out. And for a moment you were a bit infuriated. You came out with all this junoon and passion. And then you calmed yourself and you told him, you said, Beta, never cut a shot. That was my moment. That was the reality of the moment that I cannot recreate. Never cut a shot as an actor and just go with it. No matter what happens, just go with it, flow with it. Can you talk a little bit about the truth of a moment and how you reach that truth?
خب شاید جالب باشه روز اولی که گفتم ایشان اومد.
Maybe it will be interesting. I told you the first day that Ishan came.
خب خیلی به اصطلاح ایکل ورزیده.
Not true, sir.
He was
That's
he had a
not-
very muscular and athletic body.
بعد اینا که باشگاه میرن
He
خیلی.
was
Basically
like
कह रहे हैं
gym
छाती
man.
बुला के enter किया था
Yeah,
मैंने
very muscular and like gym type man.
بعد یه لباس تنگم پوشیده بود که
He
اینا
was
بهتر
wearing-
دیده بشه.
He was wearing some tight clothes that his muscle to be shown and be more obvious. Sorry, I'm
So-
explaining what is it.
تا نشسته کم نگاش کردم
I looked at him.
گفتم این چه قیافه‌ایه؟
I told him, what is this feature you made for yourself?
تو فیلم من نه قراره برقصی نه قراره که اکشن داشته باشی بعد لاغر کنی.
You have to reduce your weight. I told him you have to reduce.
تمام این هیکلی که درست کردم اینو با آب بشه.
You have to You have to destroy all of the body you made.
چون به هر حال داستانی بچه که برای تو خیابون بزرگ میشده
Because
باز
you have to
خیلی
be look like the boy that's raised up in the street. That's why.
و خب ایشان هم واقعا من دیدم که تو یک مدت کوتاه واقعا اراده خیلی قوی داشت و ظرف چند روز واقعا دیدم که واقعا ظرف 2 هفته 7 کیلو کم کرد. خیلی عجیب بود.
And it was interesting that he reduced his weight in that short time, and he became the same feature I was asking him. He reduced the
یعنی فقط
weight.
میوه میخورد و سالاد یعنی
He was only eating fruits and salad.
و خب خیلی انگیزه زیادی داشت
I
خوشبختانه.
appreciate his determination and his will to reduce this weight in short time.
و به زودی یعنی خب البته خب به هر حال ایشان برادرشون یکی از هنرپیشه‌های خب معروف سینما بودن و سینما رو میشناخته با سینما آشنایی داشت ولی خب خودش هم خیلی استعداد عجیبی داشته که توی کار.
Actually, Ishan was familiar with cinema because his brother was belong to this industry and he was famous guy. But
He still
himself
is, sir. He still belongs.
still belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. یه هنوزم برادرم هست.
Was
Yes,
there, خدا
yes,
نکنه.
yes.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah. But he was more interested and so motivated to reach to that level as well.
خب چیزی که از تو بازیگری بازیگر فکر میکنن که خب اگر که یه صحنه توضیح میده از اینجا برن تا اونجا اگر یه قدم بیشتر بردارن یا کمتر کنن این صحنه خراب میشه. یه کار غیر طبیعی اتفاق بیفته صحنه خراب میشه.
For example, in
تصوره.
in the actor industry, the actors they think, for example, if they change the scenario, for example, add one step to what we are trying to tell them, the scene will be destroyed completely.
در حالی که من همیشه بازیگر رو میگم هیچ وقت در حتی اگه زلزلم تو صحنه اومد شما قطع نمیکنید.
And I always advise my actors, never stop your shoot, even if earthquake coming in the scenes. You continue and go on.
تا موقعی که من کات دادم شما باید بازی کنید.
Till I give you cut, you have to continue your playing. Don't stop.
چون خیلی وقت اتفاقای خیلی طبیعی تو صحنه میفته که اتفاقا اونا خیلی برای من جذاب میشه و خیلی خوبه و خیلی وقتا من حتی اون لحظه رو میخوام نه این چیزایی که اولش بوده. شاید خیلی چیزا رو مقدمه میگیرم که بازیگر برسه به اون حسه که در واقع باید اتفاق بیفته.
Actually, I believe that maybe some natural thing happened during the shooting. That one make your scene more natural, and I love that because first I make one fundamental for you for the actor, but when he stay in that situation, everything that happened it make it more normalized.
حالا با بچه‌ها که اصلا شیوه خیلی متفاوته با بچه‌ها کار کردن.
The method with the children is completely different.
بچه‌ها هیچ وقت نمی‌فهمن که من کی دارم فیلم برداری میکنم و کی فیلم برداری نمیکنم.
When children are as my actors, they don't understand when I start shooting and when I'm not. I don't tell them.
چون حالا برهای داستان خودش رو داره که برای هر صحنه ما باید یه داستان درست کنیم
Because
که
it has
چجوری
its
بتونیم
own
بازی رو ازش بگیریم.
because it has its own story. Because we have to make their own story for each scene and we can get play and performance from that child.
به هر حال برای من بازیگر هر چی تو صحنه طبیعی‌تر و در اون چیزتر باشه برای من خب قطعا جذاب‌تره تا اینکه بخواد نقش بازی کنه یا بخواد مثلا فیگورای بازیگری به خودش بگیره. هر چی طبیعی‌تر باشه به هر حال حس صحنه قوی‌تر میشه.
For me, as much as my actor be natural in the scenes is important than he wants to make pose or play only one role play. For me, as much be naturalized is most important. Is my preference.
Right. That's the discipline. It's much like theater as well, right? So
Yeah,
whatever happens in the moment, you just go with it. Thank you for the insight on working with children as well, sir, because that's something that one sees in your films. You have such beautiful performances you extract from kids. I have many more questions, but I think we have a lot of people here for whom this is an opportunity to interact with you and be able to take something home with them. So we're going to open up questions with the audiences,
Of course, yeah.
and we'll take them one by one, please.
یکی یکی جواب میدیم.
और अगर कोई सवाल पूछना चाहे हिंदी में तो बेझक पूछ लो प्लीज, मैं ट्रांसलेट बढ़िया करूंगा, मैं उल्टा सीधा करके नहीं बोलूंगा उनको, आई प्रॉमिस. हाउ आर यू सर? Can you please help Anand? Oh, I have to select. I think Majidi sir should have the onus of selecting, sir. Yeah, please. Yeah, see, he knew. He's like, "Ah, तो तेरी बस की बात नहीं."
بابا آقا چون اول دست بلند
The
کرد.
first guy who's standing,
برای
he's,
که
he's
رعایت
raising up.
کنیم
You.
عدالت
He's
رو.
the first one. As a fair, you. It is the one. He raised his hand. Okay, you. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, my
You're audible
question
and
is-
visible, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I have seen all your films, Children of Heavens, like I like the most, and the incident about the goldfish. That I would like to know more of basically about the your actors handling procedure, about the non-actors in the especially in the Children of Heaven, because they were kids, and uh, to handle them is a very tough thing, and how you handle your actors and non-actors in your mostly of the films.
Known actors or non-actors?
Non-actors.
Non-actors.
Yes.
Okay.
Untrained, you can say, like the Children Heavens, they were the untrained actors basically. His procedure.
حتی خوشبختانه توی چیلدرن آف هیون هر کسی که جلو دوربینه، چه جلوی دوربین چه پشت دوربین، همه آدمای کوچه بازار بودن. هیچ اونم چه پروفشنال نبوده.
Actually, fortunately, in Children of Heaven, all of the actors were unprofessional and all from public area.
یعنی توی بچه هاستا، ولی تو
In this
فیلم های
movie.
بعدی بوده که هم هنر حرفه‌ای بوده، هم مثلا مثلا تو رنگ خدا یا ویلوتری ترکیب بوده.
But in my other movies, I have a combination of professional actress and non-professional, like Rang Khoda and Vilotri, and in Vilotri as well.
خب برات شیوه های خاص داری، بفرم بشینید شما.
Please have a seat. I will explain to you. Yeah, there is different methods.
به هر حال ببینید شاید الان تو حوصله جمع خیلی نباشه که بخوام اینا رو بخوام توضیح بدم.
Maybe
امیدوارم
if I want to explain a lot about that, it became boring for all audience here.
خیلی سخته که بخوام الان تو این جمع تشریح کنم همه اون شرایط رو.
It's not easy to describe all of those situation now.
ولی چیزی که میتونم بگم، من هیچ وقت به بازیگرایی که غیر حرفه‌ای هیچ وقت سناریو نمیدم. سناریو مثلا داستان رو خیلی در واقع سناریو چیز رو براشون خیلی مشخص نمی‌کنیم، نمیدونن که واقعا داستان اصلی چیه. مثلا برای بچه‌ها یا آدمایی که اصلا هیچی از سینما نمیدونن.
What I do, one of my technique is that I don't describe full scenario for the people who wants to play for me. I don't open up all of the scenario for them.
ای در واقع مرحله مرحله میریم جلو.
We will go stage by stage.
که خیلی ندونن که چه اتفاقی قراره بیفته.
That they don't know what
یه
wants to go,
ذهنیتی پیدا بکنن.
what go to happen. That they get some mindset about that.
بعد حالا اون بچه‌هایی که سینما رو میدونن، خب می‌بینی که تو سینما فیلم که ساخته میشه، خب بعد صحنه‌ها رو شروع فیلم مثلا وسط فیلم شروع میکنن، اواخر همینجوری نامنظم میگیرن. اینجوری نیست که از اول فیلم شروع شه، بعدا خب مونتاژ میشه.
For example, who are filmmaker understand very well that in the cinema, in our movies, we don't bring all of the scenes at the start. Sometimes we bring the scenes from middle of movie or from the end of movie at the start of movie.
Yeah, shooting out of chronology.
Yes.
ولی من تو اکثر فیلمایی که به هر حال فیلمایی که با بچه سعی میکنم که از اول فیلم شروع بکنم. یعنی از همون مثل داستانی که میخونیم، فیلمی که میبینیم، سعی میکنم شروع فیلم برداری همینجوری مرحله مرحله بریم جلو. کار خیلی سختیه ولی هماهنگیش خیلی خیلی کار سختیه، ولی خب نتیجهش خیلی عالیه.
But I try to do it from the start of the movie. I'm not doing to bringing from different part of the movie. I'm starting from the start. It is very difficult and challenging way, but I will go from the start and I go through that like the same sequence happening after each other. You because you raise your yes you yeah black shirt yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Anant Mahadevan. I am an actor and a filmmaker from India. Personally, I need some advice from you. As a person who's been extremely inspired, especially by all your films and, of course, Iranian cinema, uh, the one thing that we find difficult in India as a filmmaker is to actually speak the global language of cinema, because we are, most of the time, we are not allowed to do that because everyone is looking at the commercial and the consumerism aspect and not the creative aspect. What is your advice to filmmakers like me who are really fighting to get the language of cinema spoken the way you speak it or some great masters speak it? What do you advise people like me to continue, persistently continue, or what is it that I am missing out, that I'm not able to convey to funders or producers of people who actually support this kind of cinema? Because it's extremely difficult, much as we want to make the kind of cinema that you have inspired us to make, it's very difficult for us to make here.
Loading,
Yeah.
loading.
خیلی سوال هم مهمیه و خیلی
It's a
سخت.
very important question and very difficult question you're asking.
Notepads out.
به هر حال خب سینما خب هم هنر هم صنعته.
Anyhow, cinema is art and industry as well.
طبیعی اینه که هر فیلمی که ساخته میشه باید بتونه بودجهش رو در بیاره، بتونه ادامه کار رو بده تهیه کننده که فیلم میسازه.
It's normal that every movie need finance and it has to earn to continue producing of that.
به هر حال چون فیلم‌های هنری یا فیلم‌هایی که به هر حال خارج از بالیوود باشه شاید خیلی مورد توفیق مردم قرار نمیگیره.
Of course, some movies who are not commercial and it became very spiritual maybe will not get that much audience as commercial movies they get.
خب برای همین خود اینا خیلی تلاش نمی‌کنن فیلمایی بسازن که خارج از اون سیستم بالیوود باشه.
That's why they don't try to build the movies that be outside of Bollywood aspect.
من کارگردان زیادی در هند دیدم در طول این سالا که میگفت اصلا ما به عشق چیلدرن آف هیون اصلا اومدیم تو سینما و اومدیم که چیلدرن آف هیون بسازیم، ولی فیلم متاسفانه کامرشال ساختیم و بعدم موندگار شدیم و هیچ وقت نتونستیم به آرزویی که داشتیم برسیم.
Many Indian directors came to me that they came to cinema because they were passionate about Children of Heaven movie, and they came because of that. But unfortunately, they says we could not make that, and again we went to commercial filmmaking. And still, it is in our heart we do such this thing.
من فکر می‌کنم اینجا نقش دولت و نقش نهادهای فرهنگی خیلی مهمه.
I guess the role of government and cultural association and societies are very important here.
واقعا اینا باید بیان سرمایه گذاری کنه، بودجه خیلی خوبی رو بذارن.
They have to invest and keep a very special budget just for this type of
که شروع
movies.
بشه یه سری فیلم‌های ساخته شه که فیلم‌های هنری، فیلم‌هایی که تاثیرگذاره ولی خب فیلم‌های کمرشال بالیوودی نیست.
That they initiate to making some movie that be more inspiral and be more effective for the human being, not commercial.
که آروم آروم تماشاگر تربیت بشه، یعنی این تماشاگر تربیت بشه که گونه دیگه سینما وجود داره، این سینمایی که میتونه تو زندگیش مهم باشه، تأثیر بگذاره، بعد عادت کنه به دیدن اینجور فیلم‌ها، تربیت بشه.
That slowly they can train their audience that they look for such this kind of movies that it can have a great role in their future and their life, and audience get used to go after such these movies.
و بعدم خب خود پایداری فیلمسازه، یعنی واقعا باید تلاش بکنه که به اون نقطه مطلوب برسه.
And the second point is the filmmaker resilience. He has to be more strong and stay and has determination that reach to that point.
شما فراموش نکنید هند یکی از بزرگترین فیلمسازهای جهان رو داشته به نام جیترایی.
Don't forget, India has the most biggest filmmaker of the world, like
جیترایی.
I can't pronounce Jitari. Yeah,
Satyajit.
sorry.
ساتیا جیترا.
Safia Jitra, yes.
و من خودم اصلا هندو با سینمای جیترای شناختم.
I myself understand Hind. I found India as a Jitra cinema.
و تأثیری که از جیترای تو سینمای جیترای گرفتم انقدر رو من تأثیر داشت که یک جوری سینمای من به نوعی متأثر از سینمای جیترای هست.
That much I impressed by Jitrai cinema that still my cinema is somehow a picture of Jitrai cinema.
نه تنها من بلکه خیلی از فیلمسازای بزرگ دنیا مثل سینماگر بزرگ ایران که مرحوم شدن عباس کیارستمی به نظر من خیلی تاثیر همون سینمای جیترای هست در فیلم‌های آقای کیارستمی.
Not only me, even one of the biggest filmmaker of Iran, Mr. Kiarostami was the one. Even he was impressed by Jitrai cinema, and he came in this industry.
به هر حال شما گنج بزرگی داشتید
You had a great treasure.
و این رو شاید نمیدونم بالیوود یا خود سینما هند شاید خیلی قدرش ندونسته.
Maybe Bollywood and India cinema doesn't know the value of this treasure that you have in India. You had in India.
तो अगला सवाल जागरण फिल्म फेस्टिवल से होना चाहिए कि माजिद मजीदी साहब और अब्बास कियारोस्तामी जैसे इतने बड़े बड़े फिल्म मेकर्स जिनकी फिल्में हम यहाँ देखते हैं, सत्यजीत रे की फिल्मों से आधार प्रेरणा लेके उन्होंने अपने पहले कदम लिए थे, तो हम सत्यजीत रे साहब की फिल्मों का रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव जागरण में कब देखेंगे? वेरी सून. You just gave birth to a retrospective section, sir.
حالا من که صحبت به اینجا رسید من میگم خود ما یعنی ایران به عنوان کشور یکی از دلایلی که مثلا اومدم هند فیلم ساختم واقعا یه دلیل اصلیش واقعا خود جیترای بود.
Let me I tell you when we reach to this point of view, the reason, for example, Iran or me as a filmmaker came in India and make movie, it was just because of Jitrai.
یعنی یه جوری ادای دین به ساتیا جیترای بود.
It's like I had some owe to her. Him, sorry. I had some owe to him. I came that's why to do this for him.
و به هر حال مشترکات فرهنگی زیادی ما داریم با بین ما ایران و هند.
We have many common cultural aspect between Iran and India. Similarity between Iran and India.
از اونجایی که خب سینمای منم در هند خیلی خیلی برای بین مردم موفق بوده از این نظر خب خیلی خوشحالم.
Since my cinema was very familiar between Indian, I'm so happy too.
و بخصوص در جوونا وقتی میبینم این احساس رو خیلی حس خوبی دارم.
Especially when I see this expression from the young population, I feel very great.
و خب جوانای زیادی به من مراجعه میکنن برای فیلمسازی، برای مشاوره، برای که بهشون کمک بکنم.
Many young filmmakers or young population from India, they come to me for getting counseling or getting advice for their film and starting this industry.
مدتی که به ذهنم رسیده بود که من اگر بخوام یه روز یه آکادمی بزرگی درست بکنم که سینمای مجیدی رو اونجا بتونم تدریس بکنم، فکر میکنم اونجا جای بهتر از هند نیست بتونم یه آکادمی رو در واقع ایجاد بکنم که بتونم این سینما رو هم سینمای خودم که در ادامه سینما جیترای بوده رو بتونم در واقع پرورش بدم.
That's why this idea came in my mind that if I want to start Majidi Academy, Cinema Academy, nowhere is better than India. I start and establish in India.
امیدوارم به هر حال یه روز این اتفاق بیفته.
I hope one day it happen.
Amin, sir. Let's have another question.
Yeah.
Choose, sir.
From the young, from adolescent, I was one of your followers and your big fans.
تقریبا همه فیلم‌های شما رو دیدم.
I watched all of your movies.
خیلی دوست داشتم، علاقمند بودم که یه روزی از خودتون بپرسم. من حسم به فیلم‌های شما این بود که همیشه یک زاویه دیگه از زندگی رو داشته نشون میداده که توش به غیر از تلخی‌های زندگی زاویه امید یا زاویه زیبایی زندگی بود. ولی تقریبا میشه گفت همسن و سالای من همیشه نگاهشون برعکس من بود که فیلم‌های آقای مجیدی تلخ و تاریکه، یه جوری جشنواره پسنده. من دلم میخواست همیشه از خودتون بشنوم شما چه هدفی یا چه چیزی تو ذهنتون بوده برای ساختن این مدل فیلم‌ها. خیلی ممنونم.
She says that always from the young, from my adolescence, when I was watching your movie, I was finding hope and good future from your movies. Maybe others, adolescent in my age, they could not find the same feeling. But I want to hear from you. What is your own mindset from making such these movies?
خب این که خیلی واضحه به هر حال
It is very obvious.
تاثیرش در مردم دیگه، یعنی وقتی که مردم نسبت به یک اثر دل میبندن و دوست دارن، نتیجه اینه که به هر حال اون فیلم تونسته تاثیرش رو با مردم بگذاره دیگه.
When I see this impression from the people from my audience, I understand that what was in my mind, it could happen and it worked.
و امید همیشه چیزی بوده که من واقعا انسان اساسا با امید زنده است.
I believe in hope because human is alive with hope.
من دوست دارم از دل تو سختی ها در واقع همیشه امید رو زنده بکنیم، همونجوری که به هر حال انسان تلاش میکنه برای یک زندگی بهتر در هر شرایطی.
I love always to show to people that between challenging life, always hope is there and you can reach to that level.
و من همیشه دوست داشتم چون قهرمانای من همیشه از دل مردم هستن، میخوام نشون بدم که در دل این سختی ها میشه عبور کرد و به یک انسان موفقی تبدیل شد.
And always I'm trying to show that because my heroes, all of them nominated and selected from the normal human and public, so they have to show to people that you will reach to your best level through this challenging life and there is a good future.
من بعضی وقتا به شوخی میگم، شوخی که کمی جدیه، میگم که بچه آسمان رو هم چیلر آفور رو فقط تو کره ماه نشون ندادن، همه جای دنیا این فیلم رو دیدن. هر جایی که من تو دنیا میرم اصلا این فیلم رو میشناسن. این نشون دهنده اینه که همه تونستن با این فیلم ارتباط برقرار کنن.
Sometimes I'm talking by joking way that Children of Heaven has not shown only in the moon. All of the world has shown and everybody could interacted with this movie and I could reach to all of the audiences with different culture, language and beliefs.
و این همون نقطه امیده.
And this is that point of hope. Yes. Thank you. Yes, you. Yeah.
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ दिबांग और मेरा सवाल हिंदी में है, मेरे पास सीना है, ये ट्रांसलेट करेंगे।
Yeah,
Will you
please.
मैं भी हूँ सर,
और
मैं कब से बैठा हूँ कि कोई मुझे पूछ ले काम
जी
दे
ये
दे।
हिंदी से सीधे इनको
तो मैं भी बोलता हूँ सर।
आपकी जो इनकी फिल्म थी बहुत शानदार फिल्म जो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है, चिल्ड्रन हेवन, पर मेरा सवाल रंगे खुदा पर है। उसका जो ओपनिंग है जिसमें ये एक हॉस्टल की कहानी है, अलग अलग बच्चे सब वहाँ ब्लाइंड हैं, सबके माता पिता आते हैं, ये बच्चा रह जाता है और इसको सुनाई देती है आवाज़ चिड़िया की और ये चिड़िया की तलाश में जाता है। ब्लाइंड बच्चा, छोटा सा पतला दुबला, चिड़िया उसको वहाँ मिलती है।
माफ कीजिएगा सर, जिस फिल्म की आप बात कर रहे हैं वो कलर ऑफ पैराडाइज, रंगे खुदा,
जी,
नॉट
रंगे
चिल्ड्रन
खुदा
ऑफ
ही
हेवन
बोल
सर।
Ishan, you will
मैंने
translate.
आई सेड
please?
रंगे
Yes.
Yeah, thank
आई
you.
सेड रंगे खुदा। और वो चिड़िया उसको मिल जाती है और चिड़िया जब मिल जाती है तो तभी उसको बिल्ली की आवाज़ सुनाई देती है। ये देखिए कि बिल्कुल अंधा बच्चा है, बिल्ली के लिए वो तरफ पत्थर मारता है और उस चिड़िया को वो पेड़ पर चढ़कर वापस छोड़ता है उस घोंसले में। तो एक बात यह है कि जो आंख वाले नहीं कर सके बच्चे लोग वो बच्चा करता है। एक तो ये बात है। आपको ये फिल्म बनाते हुए कैसा लगा, क्या इसमें परेशानियां हुई? और जो दूसरा मेरा सवाल है वो ये है कि सबसे अच्छा कॉम्प्लीमेंट आपको अब तक क्या मिला है? यानी मेरे को याद आता है गैब्रियल गार्सिया मार्केस जो बड़े अच्छे राइटर हैं कोलंबिया के, उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे लिए सबसे अच्छा कॉम्प्लीमेंट ये था कि एक महिला ने कहा कि मैंने पूरी किताब अपने हाथ से लिखी ये महसूस करने के लिए कि आप वो किताब लिखते हुए कैसा महसूस कर रहे थे. ये सीना विल ट्रांसलेट डायरेक्टली.
Yeah, please. Or Ishan can do it.
सर मैं एक दरखास्त करूंगा, इनमें से एक सवाल पूछ लीजिए ताकि स्टूडेंट्स को भी मौका मिल जाए पूछने का, जो भी आपको सही लगे.
خسته نباشین.
آها فارسی می.
بله از هندی به فارسی مستقیم. Directly from هندی to فارسی. دوستان من میپرسن که توی فیلم رنگ خدا تو اون اول فیلم یکی از اون بچه‌های کور یه پرندرم صدای پرندرم میشنوه که از روی درخت افتاده پایین و میبینه که بعد یه صدای گربه رو میشنوه و یه سنگ برمی‌داره به سمت گربه پرت میکنه و بعد داره سعی میکنه که این پرنده رو نجات بده و ببره بذاره روی درخت. انگار که داره میبینه واقعا اون بچه و میخواست بدونه که حس شما توی این بخش از فیلم چی بوده. آیا این بوده که مثلا نشون بدید که واقعا دید انسان میتونه، لازم نیست حتما دید فیزیکی باشه که از چشم ببینیم. و سوال دومش هم این بود که بهترین تعریفی که تا یه نفر ازتون کرده چی بوده، چون یه بهترین تعریفی که بهترین جمله‌ای که یه نفر بهتون گفته از نظر خودتون درباره کاراتون چی بوده. چون میگفت یه نویسنده کلمبیایی هست، یه دختری گفته که من کل کتابتو با خودکار دوباره نوشتم با دستم که ببینم اون موقع که تو داشتی اون کتاب رو می‌نوشتی چه حسی به دلغا شده. همین. مرسی.
در مورد سوال اولتون تقریبا فکر میکنم جوابشو دادم، اینکه لوکیشن، پرنده، حیوانا همه در فیلم یک جوری کاراکتر هستن.
About your first question, I think I already explained before and answered your question. I told before that location, birds, and all of the component in environment are one of the personality and one of my character in my movies.
همون طبیعت، پرنده، در واقع همون که گفتید بچه با اینکه نمیبینه اون درخت رو نمیبینه، صدای پرنده رو نمیتونه ببینه، از طریق صدا آنچنان ارتباطی برقرار میکنه با طبیعت، با حیوان، گویی که همه چی رو میفهمه. از صدای گربه میفهمی که قراره بیاد این پرنده رو بخوره. یه بچه گنجیش که مادرش داره صدا میزنه، جیچیک میکنه و احتمالاً درخت افتاده. همه اینا رو از طریق صدا و از طریق چی کاملا دریافت میکنه و انگاری که یک ارتباط نزدیکی با هستی داره با اینکه نمیبینه.
That blind boy, he got this connection with environment through his senses and through the hearing all of these voices. So I explained in the movie that how the mother of the bird is interacting with the kids, and you completely, it is obvious and you will touch it how this boy gets this feeling and get connected.
در مورد بهترین حالا خاطره یا جمله‌ای که کسی گفته باشه، خب در مورد فیلم‌های من خب خیلی کسا، آدمای بزرگ، آدمای سینماگر، آدمای معمولی، مردم، همه خیلی چیزای زیادی نوشتن.
About your second question, I have many comments and compliments, different type of compliment from different people from different type of the world.
ولی میخوام یه خاطره براتون تعریف
I
کنم
want to tell one memory for you.
که یکی از بهترین خاطرات زندگی منه تا الان.
That is one of my best memory of my life. I want to tell you now.
خب من توی جای مختلف که میرم مردم به هر حال ابراز احساسات میکنن و احساسشون میگن.
When I go to different places, people express their feeling, and they do too much spreading their love to me.
خب خیلی برای آدم هیجان انگیزه.
It is so excited for me.
و در واقع با احساس مسئولیت آدم زیاد میکنه.
But it increased my responsibility to them.
ولی یک داستان واقعی تعریف میکنم که خیلی واقعا رو من تاثیر عجیبی گذاشت.
I will tell you one true story that it impressed me a lot.
این داستان که میگم مثلا شاید بارش 5-6 سال پیشه.
This is for 5 to 6 years ago.
یه روز پشت یکی از همین چراغ قرمزایی که معمولا آدم ترافیک معطل میشه میمونه.
One day I was in the back of a traffic red light.
یه تلفن خب خیلی طولانی مهمی هم داشتم که رو همین اسپیکر بود، داشتم صحبت میکردم ولی درگیر تلفن بودم.
I had a very long conversation on the phone and it was spreading in a speaker inside my car.
همین که سر چهارراه بودم دیدم که یه دختر بچه بودن 11-12 ساله میزنه به شیشه ماشین من.
One was stopping in the traffic red light. I saw one 13-14 years old girl start to tapping on my car glass.
اصلا این بچه‌هایی که تو خیابون کار میکنن، دست فروشی میکنن، این دختر دست چند تا گل بود و من داشت به شیشه میزد. تصور من بود که به هر حال داره میفروشه دیگه. بچهای زیادی که معمولا میبینیم سر چهارراه.
She was one of these children who are working in the streets and they sell flowers in the traffic red lights or cleaning the glass.
This was in Iran, ma'am?
Yes.
Iran, yes, it was in Iran.
بعد ماشین همینجوری آروم آروم حرکت میکردم چون ترافیک بود، همینجوری میومدم و این دختر همینجوری همراه من میومد.
Since it was in traffic, I was moving my car slowly, and she was continuing to move with me and keeping her hand on the glass and coming with me.
منم همینجوری درگیر صحبت بودم و دیدم دختر دستبردار نیست، مرتب بیاد هی میزنه میگه من اشاره میکنه شیشه ماشین بده پایین.
In that time, I was involving in that telephone conversation, but I saw the girl is continuing to come with me and still keeping her hand on the glass.
من دو سه باری چیز کردم که با دستم اشاره کردم که گل نمیخوام.
I showed her that I don't want flower, I don't want to buy.
بعد که تقریبا مکالمم رو به تمام شد، من دم دختر همچنان واسطه و به شیشه میزنه. یه لحظه شیشه رو دادم پایین، اومدم بگم که دخترم من که گل نمیخوام.
When I finished my conversation, then I told to the girl, "Thank you, my dear daughter. I don't need flower."
این 3 تا شاخه گل دستش بود.
There was three flower in her hand.
این گلا رو گذاشت جلوی ماشین من،
She kept those
جلوی
flowers
بالای فرمون.
in car dashboard or in car seat.
همینجوری سری گذاشت اونجا، گفتش که این گلا به خاطر بچه آسمانه و رفت.
She says that I kept these flowers. I just wanted to keep these flowers just because of your movie, Children of Heaven, and she left.
من انقدر هیجان زده شدم و متأثر شدم از این احساس.
That much I was excited and I was upset because of the way I did and this feeling.
So beautiful, it feels like a scene from a movie, sir.
یه لحظه خیلی به هم ریختم اون لحظه، ولی سریع بعد به خودم اومدم اینجا واسدم که دختر رو ببینم. اون رو وارد چهارراه رفتم دختر رو ببینم.
I got so upset and I lost my I was so confused in my feeling, but I tried to control myself and stop somewhere.
هر چی نگاه کردم دختر رو ندیدم متاسفانه.
As much I searched around me, I could not find the girl.
و همونجا مدتی رو واسادم و تو این فکر بودم.
And I stopped that place and I started to thinking.
به این فکر که خب 4-5 سال فیلم بچه آسمان بودم 24-5 سالی که ساختم.
And I was thinking that I made this movie 24 years ago.
بعد دیدم که خب الان دختر 12 سالشه، بچه‌های سمان 8 سال از این بزرگتره، یعنی 20 سالشه، اون 12 سال، 8 سالم از این دختر بزرگتره.
And this girl is 12 years old and this movie was for 8 years ago.
یعنی وقتی که این فیلم ساخت شد بچه هنوز به دنیا نیامده بود.
Or maybe when I made this movie, this girl was not even born.
و این چطور این فیلم رو الان دیده و تو ذهنش بوده مجیدی و بعد برای تو روزنامه ها عکسای من تو تلویزیون برای دیده و شناخته و شاید من بارها از اونجا رد شدم من رو دیده بوده و اینا چیزایی بود که تو ذهن من گذشت.
This is some thoughts came in my mind how it can happen. It is now 25 years old. How she saw my movie after this many years. How she could remember me. And maybe I passed from the same road many times. She saw me, but I did not recognize, I did not find her. Maybe
چند-
she did not show up me.
چندین بار به عشق این دختره سر اون چهارراه رفتم که بلکه ببینمش.
After that, I went several times to that place in that part of the street to find her, but I could not find her.
من اون دختر رو نتونستم پیدا کنم،
I couldn't find that girl.
ولی به قدر من رو تاثیر گذاشت که
But that much impressed me
من به عشق اون دختر فیلم خورشید رو ساختم.
that because of the love of that girl, I made the movie of Son of Sun.
خورشید
Song of Sparrows.
برای اینکه خورشید داستان زندگی بچه‌هایی که سر چهارراه خیابون کار میکنن.
Because Sun was the story of the children who are working in the streets in that roundabouts places.
بچه‌هایی که ما نمیبینیمشون و بهشون توجهی نمیکنیم.
The kids we don't see and we don't pay attention to them.
ولی من این رو دریافت کردم که اینا بچه‌های بزرگی هستن. میتونه آدمای بزرگی بشن.
But I found they are very great people and they can be a great person in the future as well.
همونطوری که شد اون بچه‌ای که من انتخاب کردم دختر و پسر 12-13 ساله، هم دخترها هم پسرها واقعا مثل گنج بودن و درخشیدن مثل خورشید.
And that's why it happened. I showed and I proved it happened in that girls and boy who played in my movie. They were 12, 13 years old and they became a star and they had a great future after
و
that.
به قدر این فیلم خورشید تاثیرگذار بود تو جامعه که در واقع یک انجیوهای بزرگی تشکیل شد و کمک و حمایت از بچه‌های توی چهارراه سر خیابون‌ها.
And that much that Sun movie was impressive that because of that movie many NGO and association started and they established and worked for them after
حتی
that.
یکی از اون بچه دختر بچه‌ایه که افغانی بود به نام شمیلا.
Even one of those children was one Afghan girl. Her name was Shamira.
که اونم تو خیابونا کار میکرد سر
And she was
چهارراه.
working in the streets, in the squares as well.
که نقش مقابل این پسر رو داشت تو فیلم.
That she was playing in front of one boy.
که اونم 12-13 سالش بود.
That he was 12, 13 years old as well.
من اینو با خودم بردمش برای ونیز.
I took him with myself for Venice
جشنواره ونیز.
film festival.
و اونجا واقعا مثل ستاره درخشید و خودش گفتش که من متولد سینما هستم.
And she shined as a brilliant star and she says I born in cinema.
و این هدیه‌ای بود که اون دختر به من داد و احساس کردم که یعنی خورشید در واقع هدیه‌ای بود که از اون دختر من گرفتم.
So sun was the gift brought from that girl and I got from that girl.
So I'd like to ask a question.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So I think we'd like to ask one last question.
Hi.
آخرین سوال.
Hi. So
So,
Sir.
Majidi sir, Aga, I think you should pick somebody from behind. They haven't had a chance for the questions.
یه دستی اون ته میبینم خودشو نمیبینم ولی دست رو میبینم اون تایی آخر
Last one. The last one. Yeah, that one. Yes.
Just
No,
go
you
for it.
Yeah, we can hear you.
फेफड़े फाड़ के. और हिंदी में बोलना है यार. Somebody represent us also. Come on, let's go. इस बार मैं ट्रांसलेट करूंगा.
थैंक यू
आपने मौका नहीं दिया सर.
एक बात like I never thought that I'm going to like sit here in this hall and sorry यार उनसे बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. अच्छा ठीक है. मतलब मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि मैं यहाँ पर आऊँगा और यहाँ पर एक्चुअली मैंने देखा यार ईशान आ रहे थे तो मैंने सोचा चलो देख लेते. Then I saw कि
نفهمیدم.
फिर मैंने देखा यहाँ पर one of the
Can you please
legends of
explain
cinema.
again because your voice was not audible for us because I have to.
Sir, he's asking you why you think I'm the best actor in the world.
چرا فکر می‌کنی؟
اول
First.
No, 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 it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
No, 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 sorry.
No, no, please, please, hold your horses. He's saying that he didn't imagine that he would be in the presence of one of the most celebrated filmmakers in the world. He had just happened to walk into this session because of certain reasons.
And now I'm actually talking
foreclosed.
to you guys, so it's a big deal.
Carry on, carry on.
So yeah, the question is,
हिंदी में.
सवाल ये है कि चिल्ड्रन ऑफ हेवन मैंने फिल्म देखी है एंड उसमें एक पर्टिकुलर सीन है जिसमें द प्रोटैगनिस्ट द चाइल्ड प्रोटैगनिस्ट वो अपने फादर के साथ एक पॉश एरिया में जाते हैं, वहाँ पर बड़े बड़े घर हैं एंड वहाँ पर वो जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं एज अ गार्डनर और समथिंग, जो भी जॉब मिल जाए उन्हें.
इंग्लिश में ही पूछ ले यार. हिंदी में.
एंड यार डिसाइड कर लो यार. मैं
कर ले. Decide तो कोई भी नहीं कर पा रहा.
Ishan, please translate. Otherwise, I will ask other people.
There's
to
a scene in the
translate.
film.
Change.
There's a scene in the film. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where the kid is looking for a job, and he enters
Not
a
the
posh
kid, the father.
society. The job is a gardener, and he enters a posh society. Carry on.
Yeah, English. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel when like filmmakers
Which
try to
movie?
represent
Sorry, which movie?
Children of Heaven?
Children of Heaven. Okay.
Yeah, so when filmmakers try to represent some social hierarchies and class struggles in their films, and how important that is to actually represent certain social issues or social inequalities in films. And also, one more thing, there is a Bollywood adaptation of your film, Children of Heaven, Bum Bum Bole. So if you have seen that film, I want your opinion on that.
بام بام بومی.
Bum Bum Bole.
یه فیلمی هست به بام بام بومی. میخوام نظر شما درباره اون بپرسم. And first question was not very clear. Can you please explain? He wants to know about that scene of that movie.
With your permission. So he wants to know that scene represented a commentary on classism, differences in social classes, like he said, hierarchy in society. So you want to know what is his position on that?
Position موقعیت اون چی؟
Is that right? बोल दे भाई.
اصلا سوالش من
Yeah.
No, it's not clear. It's the question. Who can explain?
وارد یه منطقه میشه که یه منطقه پرشه، یعنی آدمای پولدار زندگی میکنن و میگی که من احساس میکنم که شما دارین طبقه بندی اجتماعی رو نشون میدید. نظرتون در مورد اون چیه، در مورد طبقه بندی اجتماعی، و چجوری از سینما به عنوان یک میدیم استفاده میکنید که این مشکلات طبقات اجتماعی که تو ایران هم هست الان
بله
نشون بدید؟
نه کاملا درسته.
It's completely true. Yes.
به هر حال طبقه اون فیلم تلاش میکنه که به هر حال فاصله طبقاتی رو نشون بده.
We are trying to show different type of socio-economical level in that movie.
ولی یه نکته مهمی در همون هم هست.
But there is one important point in that part.
علی با اینکه به هر حال از این طبقه خیلی پایینیه،
Even that person that is from the low caste or from low socio-economical level,
وقتی بالای شمه حسرتش رو نمیخوره.
when he's coming to the higher economical, socio-economical level society, he doesn't feel regret, or he doesn't feel حسرتش رو نمیخوره. Grieving for it, or he's happy with his own level. He's not feeling small in that
و
situation.
تسلیم در با اون شرایط چیز نمیشه، یعنی اون کاراکتر و عزت نفسش رو حفظ میکنه.
And he keeps self-esteem in that situation. He doesn't give up and doesn't get inferiority feeling.
و باز یه نکته دیگه در اون فیلم هست.
The other point in this movie is that
توی یه خونه‌ای که میرن یه پسر بچه‌ایه
when they go in one house, there is a small boy.
که تو اون خونه که میرن باغبونی کنن، اون پسر بچه طبقه بالا با علی بازی میکنه بدون اینکه اون فاصله طبقاتی رو در واقع احساس بکنه. نشون میده که بعد دنیای بچه‌ها چقدر دنیای صمیمیه که اصلا فاصله طبقاتی درش معنی نداره.
In that scenes, I showed that how much this small kid play with other kids. We don't care about the level of socio-economical and which caste they are. And it means that how much the kids' word is a pure and sincere word. Okay? You got it?
Hey Ishan,
Yes.
one question for you on behalf of Jagran. ठीक है, और मैं
Yes,
स्पेशली
sure.
हिंदी में पूछना चाहूँगी क्योंकि ये सेशन में कुछ हिंदी में बात हुई नहीं है.
जी.
If you remember 2019 में आप यहाँ पे आए थे, सेम ऑडिटोरियम, ठीक है, और आपका इंटरव्यू लिया जा रहा था. आज
जी हाँ.
2023 में आप इस तरफ है जहाँ पे आप किसी का इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं. आपको कैसा फील हो रहा है?
मुझे लगता है मुझे वापस उसी सीट पे चला जाना चाहिए.
पर अगर आपको याद
नहीं,
होगा,
नहीं, मेरे लिए बहुत सौभाग्य की बात है. मैं ज़्यादा वक्त नहीं लेना चाहूँगा, लेकिन आज का जो मौका है वो मेरे लिए अहम इसलिए है क्योंकि आप सबको एक मौका मिल रहा है कि आप मजीदी सर से बात कर सकें, उनकी प्रोसेस समझ सकें. आई थिंक cinema has a language that is beyond borders, and that is what's beautiful about it कि चाहे आप कहीं से भी हों, the emotion feels the same. It doesn't feel like it's a foreign emotion. And I think his films, because they are so humane and so beautiful, they hit you directly here, and that is what made me a fan. And I'm so grateful that I get to share the stage with Majidi sir today, and pick his brain and let you a small insight into what it means to work and collaborate with somebody who is truly not only a distinguished filmmaking icon but also a very beautiful human being. आप सबने देखा कि जब वो उस बच्ची की बात कर रहे थे तो वो उनकी आंखें नम हो गई और and he was overwhelmed and short for words. That's what makes him the filmmaker that he is. And ये मौका बहुत कम मिलता है that you have genuine, sincere people who just want to tell stories that are so of such high caliber that it can reach anyone across borders. And I think it's a privilege that we have him here today, and I hope that there can be more crossover work ताकि हमारी कहानियाँ उन तक पहुँचे, उनकी कहानियाँ हम तक पहुँचे, because at the end of the day, we're all one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I
Finish?
think he's asking, okay, finish?
Yeah? That's it. We crossed the time.
Yeah? One last question, you think?
آخرین سوال رو بپرسم.
Okay, we'll ask one last question. Ma'am over there would like to.
There was one.
Yes, sir?
Oh yeah, this.
हाँ. Sir, आप कुछ कह रहे थे
Pink
पहले. I
shirt
think you have a
guy.
statement.
Pink
हाँ.
shirt. Pink shirt.
इनको mic
yeah,
दे
yeah.
दीजिए, please.
Pink shirt senior guy, yeah. He was the first
Thank you
one.
very much. Time is almost over. मैं बोलना चाहता था इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ.
What
मैं
you said?
हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में बोलूँगा सर. मैंने लव लेटर लिखा आपके लिए.
क्या लिखा है सर? माफ कीजिए.
I have written something in English.
Love letter for him.
I can't understand.
Respected-
He's written a love letter for Majidi sir.
Respected.
प्रेम पत्र.
ये शेर
Please listen. Respected Majid sir, your selection of titles for films has created curiosity in my mind. The titles of your films are Children from Heaven, Beyond the Clouds. Certainly you are lover of nature, and a sentence comes in your film which I have seen for the first time, and the sentence in the film is in the memory of God. I give you, sir, full marks for your personality. You are inspired by goddess of cinema. Thank you very much for giving time.
We can't explain because I can't hear his voice too much.
He's saying that. Would you like to translate, dear sir? He's saying that from Children to Heaven to Beyond the Clouds, he is a huge fan. He said for the first time he has seen a sentence before a film that says, "In the name of God." and he wants to give you full marks for your personality. Sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, please, you. Black shirt. Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
over.
think-
Session is over, I
Yeah,
guess.
the very last question, and then we'll wrap it up.
आखिरी.
मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगा ईशान। मेरा नाम गगन गौतम है और सबसे पहले मैं ये कहूँगा कि ये फिल्म हमें बहुत अच्छी लगी और इस बात के लिए मैं दैनिक जागरण फिल्म फेस्टिवल का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ जोरदार तालियों के साथ। ईशान, 2-3 बातें हैं, बहुत छोटी छोटी। चांद के पास वाला जो सीन था बहुत खूबसूरत सीन था, जिसमें मेरी खुद की आंखें नम हो गई और मेरे पीछे जो मैं देख रहा था, सुन रहा था, सिसकियों से कहीं ना कहीं हम रो रहे थे। दूसरा जो सीन था, जब एक टॉप पर वो लेडी जाती है और अपने बच्चे को चांद दिखा रही होती है, छोटी छोटी बारीकियों का ख्याल रखा है सर ने। जो लेडी इंस्पेक्टर है, उस सीन को सुनने समझने के बाद वो ईयर रिंग को वापस लौटा देती है। इस बात के लिए सर का शुक्रिया अदा करिएगा कि बहुत बारीकियों का सर ने ख्याल रखा है। बहुत नेचुरल एक्टर्स हमें देखने को मिले हैं। तीसरा एक सीन था जहां आप फाइट कर रहे होते हैं, कबूतरों को यार ये बताइए कहीं कोई नुकसान तो नहीं हुआ था उस वक्त। और लास्ट में एक बात, भाषा को अपनी पकड़ के सर ने बहुत सारी बातें कही हैं। भाषा एक बहुत बड़ी बाधा हो जाती है कभी कभी किसी की जिंदगी में। कोई कुछ करना चाहता है लेकिन उसको अंग्रेजी नहीं आती या कोई दूसरी भाषा नहीं आती। सर ने, मुझे लगता है कि उस बैरियर को, बाधा को तोड़ते हुए हिंदी फिल्म बहुत अच्छी बनाई, बहुत खूबसूरत बनाई। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
Okay.
There are a couple of things. One thing that he mentioned was there were several scenes in the film that struck an emotional chord, and many people were found to be feeling emotional and even sobbing. So he wants to thank you for that. He mentioned the scene in the end where Malvika takes the young kid and shows him the moon in the jail, in the prison. And there's a lady cop, a constable, who sees this moment, and she puts the ring that Malvika gave her back on that staircase. He said such details are very beautiful and a gift to the audience, and for that he wants to thank you. And he also said wonderful actors, even in smaller parts we got to see because of you, so thank you. The third question was to me, did the pigeons get hurt in that scene? यार, मैं कई रातों तक नहीं सो पाया उस सीन के बाद, तो ये आपने पुराने घाव पे नमक छिड़क दिया. But no, there was a safety guy and there was a net, and we made sure that the pigeons were not harmed, and that was the difficult portion of that scene, because I could not look or be careful with them because it was a very raw moment emotionally, but we took very good care of them. None of them were hurt. One of them I thought was hurt but turned out to be fine, flew away. चौथी चीज क्या बोली थी आपने? Bhasha. He said that sometimes language can become an impediment in conveying the emotion, but you were able to convey the emotion despite that, and for that he wants to thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much. We'll have
please.
to move on.
Yeah.
Before we move on, before you guys proceed, Mr. Manish from DS Group would like to present a token of appreciation for all of you. Mr. Manish, please. Also, Mr. Vinod Srivastava from Jagran to present a hamper from Blossom Kochar for all of you. Can we have all of you on stage?
Thank you so much, Ishan. Thank you, everybody. I am one of Mr. Majidi's friend. I'm not translator, so if I had some gap in between, because I'm not from the translation industry, but I am as his family friends. That's why I was with him. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
for
you so much,
bearing with
Laila
me.
ma'am. Thank you, and thank you also, dear sir, for translating that one question. Thank you very much. Thank you. अब किसी को हिंदी में उसका ट्रांसलेशन चाहिए जो साहब फारसी में बोल रहे थे, उनको पकड़ लीजिए बाद में बाहर जाते हुए. योर नेम सर? सीरा. Sina. Thank you so much, everybody. Big round of applause for sir. Thank you, sir. this way. I have to go.
Next time inshallah Bambai.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Salam mother.
I will.
Mother.
I will. Salam to Saida Khanam. Please tell her many questions I wanted to ask Saida Khanam. Next. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Lovely conversation.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.
मैं क्या करूं?